Hello, it's day 74, and I want to talk about my new favorite lunch. Welcome back to my basement. It's a mess down here. We got my incubator over there, we got spare computer equipment, there's my bed with, I think my gym bag is still on it. Listen, don't judge me. It's been it's been a rough couple months, all right? I got a lot going on. So yes, I think I have finally found a lunch that works for me. But as you can see, my life is a mess, so why wouldn't my eating habits be exactly the same? I've been really trying to take lunches to work this week, and I have found something that actually works for me. You want to know what it is? I'm not even going to beat around the bush. It is a Tupperware container about this big, like a mixing bowl. You take a handful of chopped lettuce, you throw that in there. You chop up some bell peppers into little strips, you throw that in there. You got some other things maybe a couple like apple chunks or like some tomatoes or some radishes, throw those in there too. Dump a little bit of vinegar on top of that, shaky, 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 take that to work, eat that. I don't know why I feel like lunch has to be a huge production. But I will say that I am so sick of Soylent. I have finally gotten so sick of Soylent that I am forcing myself to pack and remember lunch now just because the thought of drinking Soylent at this point in my life is making me le barf. So I don't want to do it. And the great thing about that like weird little salad lunch, like even if I forget a fork, I can still eat it because if you chop it up like roughly enough, it's like you can just eat it with your fingers, you know? Does that make me weird sitting at my desk at work and just like eating a salad with my fingers like a little crab? Have you ever seen the crabs eat where they just kind of like throw the food in their mouth with their pinchers? But I wonder how many other things I have been missing out on because I feel like I need to make a whole like Instagram worthy meal every single meal. Like, you know how in old movies the mom character would always be making like this huge breakfast with pancakes and eggs and bacon and everything on like a weekday morning and the kids would sprint out the door like and barely touch it? That's what I feel like I do every day. And I do think that is a symptom of living in the Midwest and being a woman. As a woman in the Midwest, your options for expressing yourself are A, church, which not really my thing, and B, cooking. So I do sometimes feel like I just have to cook and cook and cook and cook because nobody's listening to me anyway, and the only way to really get my point across is to stuff your face until you cannot eat anymore. I think I'm outgrowing that. I don't know if that's the right word to use, like outgrowing, but I think I am like moving beyond. I know I say that a lot, like trying to move beyond certain bad habits that I have, but like it's no wonder that I'm too tired to make myself a lunch, to pack myself a lunch when I'm expecting that I have to make like a perfect little bento box for myself every day with like two kinds of vegetables and a piece of fruit and also dessert and maybe like a little sandwich. Nah, man, just chop up some vegetables, throw that in there, a little bit of vinegar, there you go. And it's funny because like if you look at a lot of the YouTube recipes that are around, like the ones from like 5 or 6 years ago, you'll like see two camps, like it's divided perfectly down the middle. There's the people with the really complicated recipes, you know, very beautiful, they look great, but when you try to do them yourself, you're just like, oh my god, I've used so many bowls. And then there's the people on the other side who are just like that, like just chop it up and throw it in there. I feel like in the past I spent more time on the complicated side, and now I need to start going to the other side. So you know what? I think this is finally something that works, something that I can stick to. Do you like this glass nail file? Do you like it? It's like a good pointer. I feel like I can really like bam. But yes, advice for you this week: less complicated food equals better. If a meal requires 3 mixing bowls, too much. Too much. You don't need to make your own bread. It's fun to do sometimes, but don't feel obligated. All right, and with that being said, I'm going to go to sleep here in my little cave, and I will see you tomorrow.